Landman Season 2 Episode 6 is one of the clearest examples yet of the show fully embracing its neo-Western identity, and it works because the episode understands that tone matters just as much as plot. Instead of rushing through story beats or leaning heavily on shock value, this episode slows things down and lets the setting, the characters, and the moral gray areas do the heavy lifting. It feels confident in what kind of show Landman wants to be, and that confidence makes the episode stand out. What really defines the neo-Western charm here is how the oil patch is framed. Episode 6 doesn't romanticize the work, but it treats it with a kind of rough reverence. The wide spaces, the danger, the isolation, and the quiet codes of behavior all echo classic Western storytelling, just updated for pump jacks and gas lines instead of horses and revolvers. The land itself feels like a character again, reminding us that everyone working it is small compared to the forces they're trying to control. Tommy Norris sits squarely at the center of that modern Western archetype. In this episode, he's less the corporate fixer and more the worn-down lawman trying to keep order in a place that resists it. He doesn't dominate scenes with big speeches or dramatic gestures. Instead, his authority comes from restraint, from knowing when to speak and when to let silence do the work. That restraint is very Western in spirit, and Episode 6 leans into it instead of undercutting it with unnecessary exposition. The episode also benefits from how it handles conflict. Rather than explosive confrontations, most of the tension comes from conversations that feel loaded with unspoken history. People circle each other verbally, testing boundaries, measuring strength, and deciding who can be trusted. That slow burn is essential to the neo-Western vibe. Violence and chaos are always possible, but they're held at bay by fragile social rules that could break at any moment. Visually, Episode 6 reinforces this tone without calling attention to itself. The pacing allows shots to linger just long enough to feel the emptiness of the landscape and the weight it puts on the people living.